Hi everyone, Adrian Groenewald here, Me Vision Academy. It's my privilege to be with a leader today who received the Successful Leader Award, nominated by Becky Nkumalu, the executive over Eskom generation. And we've had this interview lined up for a while. It's exciting to be here. Of course, Becky received the award himself, and then he has been nominating some successful leaders in his team. So it's a great privilege to have Yangaphe Ngcashi here with us today. He's the general manager, Majuba Power Station, and as I said, nominated by Becky. Yangaphe, welcome.
Thank you, Adrian.
Ngcashi, let's first give you the actual award, then we'll ask you about successful leadership. We'll ask you about your purpose as a leader and what you've learned very briefly over the years. So I'm going to share. That's it. An exclusive recognition of successful leadership awarded to Yangaphe Ngcashi for at least the following: consistently leading self and others successfully, currently as general manager at Majuba Power Station at Eskom, and Yangaphe has been at Eskom for a long time. He could probably do many other things, but he's got a purpose that helps him stay there and hang in and help improve this incredibly important organization. Also for leading in an open and approachable way while allowing people to take ownership of their areas of responsibility and deliverables. Being able to act tough when required in a respectful manner, and inspiring and developing future successful leaders. And it's my privilege to sign on behalf of Me Vision Academy, A Journey to Best Self. So, Yangaphe, formally congratulations on this award.
Thank you, Adrian, and thank you to your organization as well for this prestigious award. I recognize its importance in my life and that of the people I lead. I'm quite honored and privileged to be receiving this particular award. And I'm quite humble, Adrian, by the nomination by the boss and the award by your organization and in particular yourself. Thank you very much. I would have gone so far as if it wasn't because of the people around me, that in the business and of course at home. Thank you very much.
Yangaphe, it's our privilege to meet with you. And our big question is, what have you learned about the essence of successful leadership? How does it look?
It's about the vision and what we put in front of the team and make them believe that these objectives and these goals that we put are quite achievable. We put goals, we put milestones in between. We painstakingly go through them on the action part, chasing this dream that we have set ourselves as a team, and that's quite important. You have to bring people along as you move forward and make them believe that what we are for and what we work towards, it's important. And it's for the benefit of ourselves, that of the country, and like I was saying earlier on, Africa and the diaspora. So it's quite a fulfilling job to do when you realize what we have set to achieve and we actually do achieve. Also is there's gonna be speed bumps. There's gonna be a lot of I don't want to say fights, but lots of engagements in between. But that with your team and the rest of the business. But it's quite critical that we address that in a humane manner, quite respectful of the team and its individual members. It's quite important, Adrian, that when you do call order, when you do align the team is quite respectful, and uh, and people understand the point that we're making as they deviate from the program. When we align as a team, it's quite important that we respect each other. We deal with individual with absolute respect and dignity.
Ngcashi, I'm not going to turn this into an interview about the load shedding we had now. For South Africans, it was a very big surprise. It's like, we're going. And it just becomes every day again, not having load shedding as such. And because of our background over the last few years, then the last 10 months was amazing. It's now 8 months, 9 months, 10 months plus, without load shedding. And then this weekend happens. How do you keep the team motivated? What helps them to just see it as a little bump in the road, perhaps? Is that the kind of bump you talk about where, okay, we went without and now something happened and it can be seen as this major crisis for us, which I think you told me before we started this discussion that it's not, it must be seen in context. But how do you keep the team focused when you've had this bump in the road?
Yeah, Adrian, is to basically relook at our goals and our achievements, and define these speed humps on that basis. That the 10 months that we have achieved, the 300 days plus that we have achieved, is by no means an accident. It's an effort as a result of the team and the rest of generation and the support structures, including the board and the chief executive. And therefore, that effort is still required. We still required to keep focus. It works. What we have put in place does work. The time lapse in between the load shedding is a testimony that our plans are working, and therefore we must continue to implement them. And therefore the load shedding of the weekend past is just that, and we dealt with it quite speedily, and then we're back on track again. You'll have penalties when we play football. We are not going to collapse the team because there was that particular hiccup that we had, and that drive and the effort that we have put over 300 days plus and even before that are bearing fruits, and we're seeing it, and
Yeah.
we must take it in that context.
Yeah. And you're still a winning team. It's important. Don't lose confidence. Don't take it out of context. Just stay focused.
Yes.
Winning team, and we'll still keep winning. I like your analogy of penalties against you. Anyway, I just want to ask you one or two more questions. And one is, because we're on a drive to find purpose-driven individuals and to mobilize them inside one ecosystem per industry, country, and on different levels. Now, how important is it, do you think, for someone in a leadership position to find their purpose and to lead as a purpose-driven person? Do you think it's important, or can you lead without a personal sense of purpose? I seem to think a lot of leaders out there do that.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, but I believe you have to find it. At some point, you have to define yourself and what you wanna do. In that process, you find yourself, and as you look around, I think that I have found that myself as an individual, like we were discussing before the interview. I've worked for this business forever, and its mission resonates very much well with me. And I think the purpose is to ensure that the people of this country and that of Africa live a better life. And it's an excellent platform for me to be able to do that. Personally, it gives me quite a fulfillment in transforming what we had into the business we have currently. Very much close to its former glory, almost there.
Quickly share with us your personal purpose. You say it's aligned to that of Eskom. What is your purpose?
Is to ensure that the people around me, my community, and both church and the general committee and the general community live a better life. And we work towards that on a daily basis. Myself and my family do that a lot. We do a lot of charity. We do a lot of support within the community where we live. And the alignment with my business does just that. A lot of work around our communities, right through the SADC region. My business or the one that I work for does just that. So I think that's the purpose for me, and support all the families around our communities that are not as privileged as we are.
Ngcashi, then just quickly give people a tip on how to discover their or uncover their own purpose, how to find it. What would you tell people? What must they do?
Yeah, look at it's a lifelong journey. It's continuously look at what fulfills you besides the work itself that is that you do on a daily basis. Some people are completely misplaced where they work, and what they do on a daily basis then becomes just work. They are not as happy as they can be if they find what's their purpose in life and what God wants them to do. And as soon as you discover that, there's no formula really. There's that we can go and plug numbers there and get an answer. It's a search. It's a continuous search up until you believe yourself as an individual that you have found what's your purpose and what you're supposed to do in life.
Ngcashi, thank you. Is it a worthwhile pursuit? The difference that you feel when you discover it?
It is. It is. I think every individual, every leader must do that, must continuously search up until they find what's their purpose in life. And when they do, then you will probably know it's quite a fulfillment, and the commitment and the transition to become a better leader just blossoms. Because now I know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm in the right space. Or if you are not, you move to the correct place. That's where you will. That's when you will excel.
Yangaphe, Ngcashi, thank you so much for your time, and keep up the fight. Continue doing what you're doing. Get that momentum, keep that momentum going. He's the GM of Majuba Power Station, receiving his Successful Leader Award and sharing with us his purpose as a purpose-driven leader. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Adrian, and thank you for the award. Appreciate it.